So I've actually just reached the 10-year anniversary of setting goals in a way that actually works. 10 years ago, I remember I got to the end of a year and I had to be honest with myself. It actually was really laughable. I had not looked at my goals all year long. So I had literally taken time to create goals, turn those into my boss, and then I'm about to walk into a meeting to see if I had hit my goals without even looking at them all year long. Like, is anything wrong with this picture as you're seeing it? This is what I found about goal setting across the board. Turns out it's not just me and it's not just you, but the way that we set goals is completely broken. I had the opportunity to sit with a group of leaders and to look at their goals with them, to give them some time and space to think about their goals, and then to ask them some questions about why. Why do those things really matter to you? And they agreed. It's a problem for me, it's a problem for you. Goal setting is jacked up the way that we do it. And it may not be wrong, it's just incomplete. It's just saying, here are my professional goals for my work, and maybe here's the thing in your mind that's saying, I need to create goals. But your heart is completely disconnected from those goals. And we have taken time to develop a tool for you. And I have been using this tool in some fashion since that day when I said, I have to rethink how goal setting happens. Now I have goals that I actually share with my wife because they deeply matter to me, and she is my life partner to be able to get me there. I share with my team because I want them to see this is actually what matters to me. And I want you to know what matters to me personally, professionally, all those things. Because don't they all really work together? And sometimes they're all pulling against each other. So this is a very unifying document. So you'll see an image here of the growth game plan. So this is our answer. What you'll see on the screen is something I bet you've never seen. A way to talk about things below the surface that really matter and then above the surface that really matter. So what do I mean below the surface? The things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Last night, I went on Thursday fun night with my two youngest kids, and that's something that we make a regular weekly habit. Have some fun, spend a little bit of money, and we just work that into our lives. But I also do bigger things like rites of passage and celebrating anniversaries with my wife and building in those times with our family that truly matter. That's the stuff below the stat sheet that nobody else is going to see. Probably nobody's going to pat you on the back for, but really deeply matters. Then there's the stuff above the surface. And this is really, it's pretty easy to quantify the what above the surface. And we can call these impact dreams or goals. Some would just call them goals or objectives, professional goals, things that people will see. And so this is really the what of your life. Pretty easy to measure. I know a lot of people that want to write a book that would say, that's my goal in this next year. Write a book, get it done by this time, get it out, get it marketed, sell a certain number. You can actually quantify that a whole lot easier, and it's top of mind. But what we don't want you to do is for writing a book, which I did last year, to throw everything else out of whack at the bottom. And that's what I see a lot of times is that we focus so much up here on the things that are the roots, visible, tangible, stuff that you can see. Your friend can pat you on the back. Great job. You killed it in this area. You're amazing. You shine here. But at the cost of things down here, like our family, perhaps our even our own souls and our hearts, our hobbies, the things that we love. So I'm actually looking at mine that I update a little bit each year. So this document, you're never just going to nail it at once, but I'll tell you that I did this about 5 years ago, and it literally changed my life because I put a dream on there in the what category and then connected it deeply to my heart at the who part of that, the identity piece of that, of why this matters. And we literally were able to purchase something in there that literally check that off of the list. And so I have things that come on my list and off my list, but still they're deeply rooted in those things. Real talk, I need you to connect your goals, the things that maybe you think you should accomplish and you want to accomplish, you're driven to accomplish, deep below to that. You want to write a book? Why? You want to make $1 million a year? Why? You want to start this new company? Why? You want to create the biggest organization in this area. You want to create this new course. Whatever you've put on there, it's probably okay. However, it probably isn't going to happen if you don't have two things. Number one, a deep why connected to your heart, and that's the who piece of that. And so for me, my big aim right there below the surface that a close friend of mine could ask me is, Alan, are you an emotionally and relationally available dad? That to me, I want them to know they are way more important than what I do professionally. And so, well, how do we measure those? That's where we've got those investments. The second reason most goals don't happen is not only are they just brain, they're not attached to our heart, but we don't have tangible steps that we're going to take. If you know me, you know us at Stay Forth, we're all about steps. We want you to take your next right steps. I hope you get tired of that phrase, take your next right step. What is the next step you can take? You want to write a book? So when? When are you going to finish your first draft? When are you going to get that out to somebody else? When are you going to get it to your publisher or marketers or whatever to get that word out there for your book? And if you don't have those two things, this deep connection to something in your heart, then a goal can fly out of the way like it did for me 10 years ago. If you don't have steps that I call investments, they're actually they're going to cost you something. Spoiler alert. They're going to cost you something deep below the surface. Time, energy, money, maybe all of that. And I hate to tell you, but you're going to have to say no to something else. There's a reason why there are only some limited blanks on here. So mine is filled in, but there's just 3 investments, maybe 4 on each one of those. Because I'd say if you can't put it into 3 steps, it's probably not going to happen. So here's the big idea. Your dreams need to start as here's what matters below the surface, the roots. And if you can nourish those roots, then you can create those investments, things that you want to accomplish, those what dreams or those impact dreams, and things below the surface. The person who you want to become can flourish, can happen at the same time. Not easily, but simply through taking those investments. Not only utilizing this tool, but this is a process in coaching we walk everybody through. And there is never a better time than right now to be able to carve out, I recommend 1 to 2 hours to be able to fill out this growth game plan goal below the surface in the roots, above the surface in the fruits, and to say, today is the first day of the rest of my life. Now it's your turn. Take the next right steps.